All right, so we are going to make this card again because I don't know what happened the first time, but it stopped taping on me. So we're going to use some tear tape, which I get at the dollar store, and we're going to make an A2 size card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then we're going to put a card face on it, which is 4 by 5. And then we're going to take the daisies and put them in the center. And that piece there is 2 1/2 by 4 1/2. And we're going to put yellow there and yellow on the other side. And those strips there are 1/2 inch by 4 1/2 inches. So let me go ahead and get tape on all these, and I will fast forward it through when I get into the editing stage so that you don't have to watch me put tape down on these. But first, let me give you a little tip. When you're putting tape down, always take your bone folder, which is this, and take it and rub along the strips. That will make it adhere better, and you'll be able to get the top part of the adhesive off easier. And I will put a link down for that down in the description box, along with all the measurements of these strips of paper that I'm using. I've named the card Daisy Delight because there's daisies on the front and they delight me. It's actually my favorite flower. I'm not the rose kind of girl. I like all my husband calls them weeds. Whoops. And but they're all the wildflowers. I really like those because they just bring so much delight to you when you see them out in nature. I would just love to go running through a field of flowers and get my picture taken and things like that. But no, I don't do that kind of stuff. I just stay at home and craft all day. Well, that didn't take me very long to do the taping, so I guess I won't fast forward it. But what we'll do is remove this. See how hard I'm having it trying to get this up? It's because I did not take the bone folder to it. Okay, it should come up a lot easier now, see? A lot easier. So we'll use the center part as the tacking, and then on the corners, we'll fold those down about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, and then let it stick out to the side. You'll see why in a minute, but it makes it easier for getting your panels on your card and get them on straight. Oh, wait, I messed up. We don't want to do that yet. We want to put this on the card first. Oops, I forgot to fold down the corners. So I will just have to eyeball this.
How could they trade me? Josie, how could someone trade me?
Okay. And then we will take the yellow strip, take that off, and put it to the side. See how pretty that's turning out? And because I have the card down on my mat, it won't stick to it permanently. That's why I love these mats so much. They're, and now I can't think of the name. It'll come back to me though. So I did not cut my one paper very well, so I'm going to have to cut another sheet. So it's going to be 4.5 by 1/2 inch. All right. So we're going to put some adhesement down on this one. And you should really take your time when you're doing this, and so you won't make the same mistakes as I just made. So this one here that I had prepped, I put the tape on the yellow side. So that means I cannot use it for this project, but I can save it for another project that I'll be doing with little white flowers and green leaves and red flowers. So I can still keep this, I just can't use it on this project here. So we will take and varnish this down with the bone folder. I don't claim to be an expert at making cards. I'm a beginner still. And I will make mistakes. It's okay. Because we can always start over and do something else. Or if you have more of the same material, we'll just cut a few more pieces. So I'm going to put this here into my paper trimmer, which I did get from Stampin' Up. You make sure one corner is in, and then the other corner is straight across, and then you cut it diagonal. But if that sounded too hard to try and you wanted to do something different, you could have left it whole and not did the diagonal cut. And that would have looked just as beautiful, but I liked the diagonal cut so that it shows a little white line down the center. So we'll line this up. And I think that looks good. Okay, and then we'll line this one up. And just have just a little bit of a white line there. Okay. Oops. And hopefully I didn't get it tacked down too well because it is a little off. Try not to press down too hard onto your projects unless you know for sure that is all you want to do. All right, there we go. Okay, so there's that. Now we just have to make the flower. Okay, so I have my punch here. I did get the punch from Stampin' Up. So if you're interested in get one, I will have the link down below, and I hope I have enough to cut this out of the yellow. Let's see if it can cut out of this size. Okay, there's that one. I don't think it'll cut out in any other one. No. So I might do a little something different here. all you gotta do is just improvise. So what I'm gonna do here is cut out one. Now we could use one of two sides. This side here has green on it. I don't know about that green. It does go with the card because it has the green leaves. Let's look at this side. Aha, I think I like this side better because it shows a little bit of that, but it doesn't stand out on the card. Maybe I should just try white. Let's try white. Because we want it to stand out, not blend in. And sometimes it's trial and error to figure out things, especially if you do have a goof up like I just did. But that was because my camera stopped recording. And so I made the first card without. Oh, there we go. That looks much better. So we're going to go ahead and put some dimensionals down on it. Okay. Now I get my dimensionals either at let me think, dollar store or Stampin' Up is usually where I get them. Once in a while I'll get some from Hobby Lobby or Michael's, but I don't get out and about that much, so it's really hard. So I put my dimensionals on that side, and then we're going to line this up to where the yellow is in between the white parts of the daisy. And then we're going to turn it around and put some more dimensionals on it because we want it to really stand out on this card. And it will. Okay. So remove the top little papers off of the dimensionals. Okay, now I'm going to put this right here in the center of our flower. And then I want to cut out something to go in the center of the flower. So I got a circle punch here that will cut out a piece of white. There we go. And we're going to take two dimensionals and put on there. And then we'll put this on the card. And then I have some gemstones. And I usually only buy white gemstones because I can color them to the colors I need. Instead of buying a pack of this and a pack of that and only using one or two of them, I save money this way. So I found that the only markers that work on these to color them is alcohol markers. So I'm going to put a yellow gemstone right there in the center, and that completes our flower. And then I have the sentiment. Now, the sentiment says, the sky is the limit. And I thought that was really nice because not only does it go with the theme of having flowers and they grow up towards the sky and that's their limit, but also for the person that I'm sending the card to, that they can accomplish anything. You know, the sky is the limit. They can do it. And you put this right here at the bottom of it, and that makes our card. Now, I usually leave the insides empty and don't put anything in them. And that's because usually my cards are sold as kits. But this one here is not part of a kit yet. So I have the choice to stamp something in the inside or write a personal message in the inside. Or I could even type up a message and tape it to the inside so it still looks really nice. And then after we get that part done, then we cannot forget the envelope. The envelope can't be left naked. It's funny we call it that, but yes. We want to decorate the inside of the card, the outside of the card, and the envelope. So on the inside of the card, I think I will put, I'm going to tape my, I'm going to put this here in the center and put my message here at the top. And then everything below that will be a personal message and my signature. Or I can give this to a friend, and this here works as a border so they can feel it and know that at the top they can write a message. And down at the bottom is where they can sign their name. So it can go in the middle, it can go near the bottom, however you want it to go. And then on the envelope, I put the yellow here along the left side. Now you have to be careful with this because you cannot cover up the areas that you would put your addresses in. So this has to be no bigger than a ½ inch so that you have room to write your name and your address. And you can also put it along the bottom or on the right hand side, but you can't interfere with the section that you write the address to, who your envelope is going to. But you could also decorate the back side, and you can put a strip here or some flowers there, or some people are starting to make the insides of the envelopes too that you can cut and slide in, so you have a decorative piece right here. That's really up to you. Or you could take a stamp and stamp some flowers here in the corner, something like that. Either way, it works really well. And then you have your complete homemade card that you put together yourself. And then before you know it, you'll start designing your own. I am going to make my next video on how to cut up a 6x6 piece of patterned paper to make multiple cards. So that's what we're going to work on next, and I hope to see you there. Don't forget, if you like this video and how I teach, to like it and to subscribe to my channel. Thank you, you guys. See you next week.